All right. Welcome in, everybody. As you can see in the title, it is the debut of the fifth show on the Daily Bread media outlets for all your gambling needs, betting analysis, just straight court analysis, whatever you need. We got you coming at you live. Not like a roundtable because we're bringing in the top analysts in and out as a rotating segments, just like you've seen on Sunday morning quarterbacks. But we got a new Twitter for the show, calling the shots. Be sure to be following that at, and it's the same YouTube as usual. So if you see the YouTube, go up, jump over there so you can be featured in today's show. Drop your bets, drop any season futures that you'll be looking at. We got the 2022-2023 NBA season starting in 5 days. It's Friday night, October 14th, just to timestamp that because we're coming at you live with a lot of futures, a lot of analysis. But Sosa, I'll let you just take it away. And we're here with Prop God. So these are your three hosts or analysts for the show. I'll be running point and then dishing it off to all the analysts tapping in.
First and foremost, you already know you didn't think we weren't going to do anything for the NBA. I mean, it's like,
come on, that's a must.
It's like you had no choice. We had to do it. Like, this is literally like our favorite time of the year. I mean, see, in Philly, y'all are a little excited now because of the Eagles. All we thought we were looking for, had to look forward to was the Sixers. Let's be honest. Let's be honest here. But see, you got the Phillies jersey on now, and the Sixers are good, and the Eagles are good. So it's a whole different ball game now. For real. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. All right? I'm just saying. I'm excited about the NBA. We made a shit ton of money betting the NBA last year. Wanted to put something together as far as content goes with the homies, people that I fuck with. And I think that we've put together a good starting crew, some people that are going to collaborate with us throughout the season just to give us some good looks from a day-to-day basis. Super excited for what the future holds, and just really excited for just the entire season. Got a lot of shit to talk, and just really, really excited. That's really where I'm at now. What about y'all? Anything else?
Same thing for me. Just excited. Like you said, we had to do something for the NBA, and for me, that was my introduction to the game and the Twitter community. A lot of people look at me as the baseball guy, but I made my name winning basketball tickets. So I'm excited. It's a lot of trades happening in the offseason. A lot of players were looking to get better. Teams got better. So I'm just excited for the season, bro, and always looking to do more content. So,
yes, well, with the debut episode, there's only one way to kick it off. We're going to introduce the analysts that were available for us tonight. We're going to be coming at you live multiple times a week, late in the afternoon for your East Coasters, maybe early for your West Coasters, just so we can get the last-minute injury news in. And if you came today to get win totals, you came to the wrong place. Basically everything else under the sun, from best record, MVP, most improved, sixth man, first-time All-Star, finals matchup. We got you covered with the rest of that. Just not win total. So stick in here if that's what you're coming here for. But we'll have plenty of analysts dropping their full cards for the season, so you can write them down, run it back later after they all drop their cards, see who the consensus or the mushes are, see who's getting left out. You can drop yours as we go along for each one. But we got plenty of props to be giving out for season-long futures. Each of them will probably give you their handle, what content they're putting out there. Some have their own YouTube channel. Some have their Discords. Follow every single one of them on Twitter, because we only bring the top of the top in the game here.
Yes, sir. Without further, listen, our first guest that we have, big in the NBA Twitter realm. I actually catch some of his Champions League spaces as well. I haven't seen him do too much on YouTube. He always kicks it with us in the spaces. Really connected with him last year during the NBA season. Had a lot of really crazy ladders and parlays, and that's something that you can actually do in basketball if you get a good load of data. The first guy that's joining us today is our guy McAfee, aka Matt. He's part of, I believe, the Gold Boys Discord. Does a lot of stuff on Twitter. everyone here knows him. If just let the people know who you are. If they aren't familiar, which I at this point with gambling Twitter, I don't think you can be on gambling Twitter and not be familiar with some of your work. But welcome in.
You gotta know him.
Part of calling the shots, and tell the people a little bit more about yourself and the good stuff.
Sure, man. I mean, that was a great intro. Matt is my name, and my handle's McAtee. You can find me on Twitter. I am part of the Gold Boys Network. You can see a lot of my plays in there, along with some other great cappers. A lot of stuff on Twitter, of course, as well. That's kind of how I got started, was posting some same-game parlays, jumping in spaces when Cap was hosting them, and then Chris, of course, and just trying to do as much as I can, doing my thing with, like you said, the Champions League spaces during the week. It's a lot of fun. Just love to talk to people about sports. And when we can make money doing it, like, what's better than that?
Absolutely.
Right. I think Matt was like, he's one of the – I feel like basketball is like one of the sports that you can same game parlay more than any of the other ones. Even, football – a lot of things can happen with the NBA, of course, injuries. But I think if you do enough research on the NBA, it's one of the best sports to parlay, which is what you're great at. That's when I first saw you on Twitter. It was just you was hitting a plus 1,000 odds like every night. You know what I mean?
What the NBA is unique. NFL is great. We all love to bet NFL, but it's closer to baseball in terms of, hey, we got a big slate. We might have 8-10 games, and then we got 8-10 games tomorrow too. The books don't have enough time to like beat these numbers into shape. The public doesn't have enough time to beat these numbers into shape like they do for a once a week game in the NFL. So as soon as those alt lines and stuff get dropped, jump in there. You can kind of tinker with it and find some really good value. And even in blowouts, you can find certain things like guys are still going to get possessions. Like it's not like the NFL and it's 3 and out, like you got a trip down the court every time. And so, there's a lot more opportunity. And even in a blowout, your stars can come out, which kind of stinks. But if you can plan for it and see that kind of on the cards, then, dig a little deeper on those props. But I can't wait because like I said, like right now when football is going on, the books are distracted. The handle on NBA is a lot lower. And so there's some low-hanging fruit for us. I think as the league progresses and as the eyes get more and more on it and football ends, the numbers get tougher to beat. It's harder to put those parlays together in May and June when there's isolated games and there's a lot smaller menu to pick from. So, right now, October through January is where we're going to kill them.
Absolutely.
I was about to say, you want to get into it because load up your sports book, put down that pen and paper, whatever the way you're going to be writing it down on your laptop, and give us that like, follow, retweet, and sub on @CallingTheShots on Twitter, Daily Bread Media on YouTube. But we got 11 different categories the analysts can pick from today, from different props for season-long bets. So where are you starting us off at today?
All right, so I got this little list here. Do you guys want me to just kind of run down and give you a little blurb on why I picked who I did? I think that's
absolutely
fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so
favorite looks and just
for sure. The best record, I'm going Clippers. I got to take a chance that we finally see this team healthy for one season. They're the deepest team in my opinion. Their win total is right up there under the Celtics, and as long as they can stay healthy, I trust them to put up a lot of wins this year. And with the Celtics kind of got their thing going on, we got stuff going on in Phoenix. Who knows if we could trust Brooklyn? To me, it's between and Warriors too. Warriors got their drama as well. Like it's like Bucks and Clippers, and that's actually my finals preview too. Is I think it'll be the Bucks come out of the East, Clippers come out of the West. And so that's why I got best record being the Clippers. And the second category we've got is the MVP. I'm going Giannis this year. I think we have a big year. I know he finished third behind the Embiid and Joker last year, but he's just you could pencil him in for monster numbers again. I think they're going to have the best record in the East this year. And I like Giannis to get the MVP. I like his value a little bit more. than some of the short shot guys. I mean, he is a short shot. Don't get me wrong. He's right there behind Embiid and Doncic, but I like him. I think he'll stay healthy. And are they going to give the MVP to the Mavs, like Luka on the Mavs, who are going to be probably the 4th or 5th seed out west? I don't really see it. So most improved, I went Scotty Barnes. I think he's got, as long as he stays healthy, he's going to ascend. He's going to be the one on that team, I think, this year. I think he has a chance to put up some monster numbers. And I think I like his value a little bit deeper than some of the other guys. I believe Barnes is 30-1. You got guys like Maxey and Edwards and stuff, and I can see those guys winning too. But I want to take a longer shot on a prop like this, and I think again he'll have a lot of run in this team, and I think 30-1 is good value. 6th man of the year, I'm back on my Clippers. I got Norm Powell. I think he'll get you 18, 20 points. Is that a cheers? I can cheers you. Yeah, man. I'll drink to that.
I was going to say, So's just drinking like a 9% beer. He's not fucking around today with the Golden Monkey.
Hey, man, I know the Phillies are going to get it done for you, man. So you're feeling good. Might as well start celebrating already, right?
I'm a Dodger fan. I got to be drunk by the time our game starts, you know?
Well, I thought you told me you were about to make money on the Phillies. So that's
right.
I'm a fan of whoever I'm betting on.
See, listen, I do, me and that guy, we do a show every day. And yesterday, he's a Flyer fan, was too scared to get on the Flyers money line with me. So I'm on the Phillies today.
Okay.
And I don't know if he had enough beers to get on the right side of the betting. But I told him.
Reese almost made me try to drown myself.
So sorry to cut you off. Go ahead, man.
No, man, this is what it's all about. Just riffing and it's having fun. Yeah, you got to. But I think Norm Powell, man, he's going to score a ton of points off the bench. He'll probably have some opportunity to start some games too, where Hero kind of gets starters minutes down in Miami. I think Powell will too when they're resting Kawhi or resting George. So I like him to put up a big season, and then they're going to be a top seed. So I think he'll be a great candidate. Rookie of the year, I'm going chalk. Banchero's, it's hard to look anywhere else. That Magic team's not going to be that good, and he's just going to be a monster. I think he can go 20-8, 20-10 kind of range, right off the jump. Who else is going to score for that team? So they're going to just funnel it through him. I'd like to take a shot on Jaden Ivey. I watched a ton of his games at Purdue and stuff, but there's a lot of young guys that are going to look good in that Pistons team, and I feel like he might be slightly overshadowed by Cade, who I think is going to have that breakout year I think he'll be the all-star breakout, which I know is another one of our categories. My other all-star breakout guys, I got Anthony Edwards finally breaking through. He's really kind of ascending here. So getting some shine off the court, too. He was in, Adam Sandler's movie. Everybody's starting to like. I mean, I know there was that nasty video that came out where kind of got slapped on the wrist for that. You don't like to see that, but his games, it's going to take off. I think he definitely will make it. And then SGA was my other guy. I think, God, if this kid can stay healthy, the sky's the limit for him. So I know Giddey and him are going to fill up the stat sheets. The Thunder games are great for those same game parlays. God, there's stats to be had in those. Scoring title, I went with Embiid. I think he can retain. Harden is taking a step back scoring. He's looking to dish. I think Maxey can take some pressure off too. I think he ascends a little bit, but they're going to need 30 from Embiid every night. And so it to me in the East too, there's not a ton of guys that are going to slow him down outside of maybe when he runs into Cleveland and stuff. And even then he can get 30. The guy's going to shoot 15 free throws a night. So
minimum.
Why would you not want to have that guy? So that's the way I went. I gave you my picks for the finals. I like Clippers versus Bucks, and I'm gonna say I want to go Clippers bad, but I think the Bucks get it done. I think this is Giannis's year. I think he takes over as the undisputed best player in the league, wins the chip, wins the MVP, and that's it. My list is done. I got nothing else unless you want to just ask some questions, man. I could talk hoops all night with you, but I know you got a bunch of other speakers to get to.
First of all, we appreciate you. We look forward to definitely having you on a bunch of times throughout the season.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
We appreciate you finding the time, man. That's we're grateful for that to begin with. Secondly, there's tons of value. We actually just tweeted out of your whole official card from the Calling the Shots TV Twitter. Again, I love everything you said in regards to Anthony Edwards. He's my favorite young player in the NBA. Him and John Morant are my two favorite players. No question. I think Anthony Edwards is an absolute superstar. You made mention to the little hiccup he had.
Yeah.
Remember, this guy couldn't buy a beer until halfway through his second NBA season, right? Yeah. So you take it with a grain of salt. I think that, like you said, the talent is ridiculous. And if you saw him play in that first playoff series, he's got that dog in him. It's no question.
Absolutely. And he's going to just take off, man. He's already a budding star. I think we just really see it take that next leap. And I love it. I think it's a great chance. And it's hard to find an award for him. I wanted to kind of find an award for him. Like you said,
they're going to do the same thing. They're going to do the same thing they did with Ja last year.
Yeah. Give him most improved.
Yeah. Because listen, his numbers
were already great.
Right. His numbers will qualify for an MVP candidate, but he's not ready yet. So they'll give him most improved.
Okay. I could see it. And that I did look at that and I was like, he's right there with Maxey as the short shot, which I know everybody else was like, Maxey could be that guy last year. But yeah, to me, the names on this list are kind of funny too. These are guys that are already really good. Why is DeAndre Ayton and Jordan Poole and players like this on here? But anyway, I like Scotty Barnes just because I think that the pieces around him will need him to kind of ascend. And I think Nick Nurse will really get the best out of him. I think Nurse is a great coach, and they know that he's the crown jewel of that franchise. He's the next guy they got to build that team around. So, Edwards would be my number 2. I would say 1A, 1B.
For sure. Again, appreciate you, Matt. Remember,
Thanks,
check him out on the Twitter at McAfee. He'll be locked in with us the rest all season. Appreciate you. Obviously, it's when you're free. I know you have a very busy regular life, but again, appreciate you.
Thanks, guys.
And we'll catch up with you on later on next week. We also will post all of the future bets that you submitted, but just the most important ones we just got out to everyone in case they missed it. Again, appreciate you, and we'll see you next week. Next up is our guy Guru Joe. If you guys aren't familiar with him, in the military still.
I think he is.
Does a lot of SDQL stuff and just a lot of data driven information in regards to how he handicaps sports. He's not at the camera right now, so I don't know if he's ready. Or he is at the camera now, so we can bring him in. I'm going to drop for about 10 seconds. Guru Joe, appreciate you joining us. Tell the people about yourself, and let's get into some NBA.
What's going on, guys? I'm Guru Joe. I appreciate you guys for having me on the show. It's the first time doing something like this, so I think this is really awesome. I'm excited. I'm sorry if you see my car in the background. I'm out of the office today, so I'm always on the move. You know how that goes. Yes, I am still currently in the military. That's my second job. I have a first job as well, and then I do handicapping. So, always moving, always working. But I love what I do, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. But I'm really excited for this NBA season. I think there's a lot of markets that we could definitely dominate and make a lot of money off of. And I'm looking forward to going down these little cheat notes here I got here.
Bet, bro. You can get started with just telling us if you want to run down the whole list and just give the reason why you like the plays. You could just start there.
So
now we're just going with the just the player props though. You don't have to get the win totals and all that. We're gonna do that one separate.
Yeah, no, I don't have any win totals on my official card here, but some things that I did already bet. Number 1, Zion Williamson to win the most improved player. I'll be honest, I am not surprised that his odds are 16-1, but I think it should be even less than that. This guy is coming to an already stacked Pelicans team with a solid offense, with a very solid head coach. And I'll be honest, I think if he was available in the playoffs last year, the Pelicans would have had an even deeper run because he is that type of generational game-breaking talent. His only downside is his ability to stay healthy, which as a Pelicans fan from New York, I know that sounds crazy, but as a Pelicans fan, I really hope this guy can stay healthy and show us what we've been waiting for 3 years now. It's been a long time coming, but I think this is the breakout year we've been waiting for from Zion. I think his ability to play the 5 or the 3 work out really well for him in that program. And then, the Pelicans will have another deep run to make the playoffs this year. I genuinely believe that. Then for my 6th man of the year, I got Tyler Hero. No surprise. I mean, this guy.
Hold on. I thought they announced he was starting.
That's the reason why I didn't take him too.
Yeah, I think they just announced. I think they might have just announced maybe yesterday that he's starting.
Oh, is he starting? Shit.
I believe so. I think Oladipo's coming off the bench. I think they announced he was starting. I could be tripping, but I'm pretty sure they announced that Hero's a starter. Right?
He mentioned it in the summer that he wanted to start, and I guess they follow suit with it.
So would that void the 6th man of the year bet, or would that stand, you think? Probably stands, right?
Nah, because he's going to be a starter. They're going to void it, bro.
Because remember, in order to qualify for 6th man of the year, you have to not start a certain number of games or something like that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I do love the Zion most improved, though. No question. I love that play.
The thing for me with the Zion is when you look at the most improved, right? He averaged 27. That when he was healthy, or his longest season, he averaged 27. So it's tough for me to see him. I do expect him to come back and be great, but it's like he's going to have to outperform that. So he's going to have to average 30. I mean, it's possible, of course, but I just think it's a tall task for him to do it, which is why I stayed off. But I expect him to be great in his return too.
So in regards to that, right? I think a lot of people, you're saying most improved would mean that he would have to do better than 27 points a game. I don't think so. I think if he could just stay consistent on the court, that's the most valuable improvement that he could have, is the ability to stay healthy and consistent and provide key minutes for a Pelicans team that is surprisingly deep through the trade market. So if he could just average his 20 and 10 a game, which I think is very possible, and he could just play even 75% of the season, I do think that's enough for a 16-1 play. I'm willing to live or die by that. Could I have definitely gone with somebody a little more, higher up in the odds at, say 6-1, 7-1? Yeah, but I got to take my sprinkles where I can. I only have a quarter unit on it, so I'm not super stressing it. But my next prop, that's the one where I absolutely laid the hammer down on. So this is not a prop we covered in the list that was sent out, but this is one that I absolutely could not resist. So I took Nikola Jokic for the most rebounds in the NBA season at plus 200. And I personally have 3 units on that. If this man does not get injured, how does he not get it? He may not get the most rebounds per game, but he will absolutely have the most rebounds, because who's guarding him? Who's going to stop him from getting 15 plus a game?
And he plays every night. I actually like that.
He's a rebounding machine, bro.
Yeah, forget about the game to game, because Gobert will probably average more. But I mean, Nikola Jokic averages over 75 games a season, so I would not. I like the angle with that. I do.
So I took that and I hit it pretty hard. So for me, I will definitely live or die by that. If Jokic stays healthy and plays every game, and he's averaging 15, 16 a night, I mean, it's going to be by mid-season, we could be like, yep, this is over. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Then
for sure.
Moving to the defensive side of things, for defensive player of the year, I'm taking an absolute flyer with Anthony Davis. So I expect him to play a lot more of the 5 role this year. And the reason being is because with all the pieces that the Lakers have, which granted isn't too much right now, they need a true big. Anthony Davis is kind of stuck in that situation where, can he shoot the 3? Yes. But they don't have anybody better than him defensively in the paint than Anthony Davis. So if he can stay healthy again, that's the key. A lot of these guys have these nice inflated odds because, they're injury concerns. But Anthony Davis needs to stay healthy if the Lakers want a shot at anything. Playoffs, play in even. Granted, I do think they miss the playoffs. That's just me personally. I think there's too much commotion, too much drama, too many clashing personalities in LA right now. And to have to deal with Golden State and the Clippers and the Pelicans, all teams on the rise, that's going to be a tough out for them any given night. But I do think that defensively, Anthony Davis goes back to his roots from when he did play with the Pelicans and starts getting to, his rebounds and his blocks and definitely, I mean, offensive rebounds too as well. I know it's a defensive category, but this guy is the only guy to me that can consistently rebound in the paint when you've got guys like Giannis, KD driving and going through. And then
I thought about AD as well, bro. So I was right there with you. I didn't that's not who I ended up going with, but it was kind of along the same lines as you. If he could stay healthy, he definitely could win it because we've seen him, be great on the defensive end before. So I think it's the value is there, the odds are great, and if he can stay healthy, he definitely will be in the mix.
For sure, I could definitely see it, and I really do hope he stays healthy. As a former Pelican, I always want to see him succeed. I hate that he went to the Lakers, but I understood it. That's like saying, if you can get a chance to play with LeBron, why wouldn't you? There's nobody I would rather want to play with if I was an up-and-coming star. So it made total sense for him to leave, and we didn't have the money for him to keep him. But I think he comes back to true form here. And then my last pick, and this is going to be to take it all.
Yeah, give this one out quick because the Popo's coming for Sosa.
That's a fucking TV, dog. Hey, just because my house is a gentrified, never mind.
So the last one I got here, I got Miami Heat winning it all. I'll be honest, every facet of their game, offense, defense, their ability to not turn the ball over, and the level of caliber coaching that they have, I think they're deep enough that if they really put things together, and with Tyler Hero being a potential starter this year, that's going to be a nasty starting five. I think it's time we start talking about Jimmy buckets and taking things serious. I think Jimmy's finally going to get it done with the help of Adebayo and Hero, and it's going to be a beautiful thing to see.
Guru
Out of the
Joe.
West, facing them, I got the Clippers. If Kawhi and Paul George can stay healthy, this team will be a problem. This team will definitely be a problem.
Guru Joe, we appreciate you. I'm not going to lie to you, though. Picking the Miami Heat to win a title, in my opinion, is very Dr. Umar of you. Donations, gifts, donations. As I just don't see it. However, as long as Eric Spoelstra is the coach, I'm always going to give him an opportunity in the regular season. But yeah, listen, I love a lot of the looks that you gave out. And this is the first time we've had you on like any of our stuff. We look forward to definitely having you throughout the season. I've checked out a lot of stuff with you and Low Sports Picks. You're supposed to come on tonight. You guys do a bunch of stuff with college line football line blitz. Make sure you guys are checking him out in the spaces. Again, we appreciate you joining us, and we look forward to having you throughout the season.
Definitely appreciate you, bro.
We fuck with the Pels. I love the Pels. Me and Rex last year had them all year, and they made the playoffs. Next up, who's next up for us? Who's next up? Is that
Mike?
You want to go to Jonesy, or you want to go to my boy Mike Jones? I know Reem said we might be able to get there before you get to the crib.
Jones is gone at this point, but wow. You're waiting for us to bring it. We've got 2 guests so far. Hit us with that like, retweet, follow, sub. If you're watching us on Twitter, jump over to YouTube if you want to be dropping your most improved to be featured so you can screen grab it, tweet it out now, cloud it later when you're cashing. But
I got to turn some fucking lights on. All right.
I was going to say, it don't matter. We can go to Reese, Jonesy Trends, or Reem. We got 3 options.
We'll go to Let's go to Jonesy next, because my boy Mike Jones. I got to make Mike Jones wait. I'm supposed to have him on about 10 different shows by now, so we're gonna make him wait just a little bit longer.
Not even in here, so I can't even put him on. We'll bring in Jonesy Trends.
Reckless Gambler is Mike Jones. That's just his.
Oh,
that's just his.
He joined with a different name. Ha! My bad, but we got Joey
What up,
Trends
y'all?
on Jonesy Trends.
Yo, what's good?
Oh shit, dog. My
I'm in
boy that got a shape up. Look at him, fresher than a motherfucker.
Fresh out the barbershop, man.
Get your boy, holy shit.
Come on. I'm in the car and shit, so I'm on my way back home. I had left the barbershop. My barber, he was drinking, taking forever. I'm like, damn, bro, I'm just getting a lineup.
He was extra focused. I've been there before. I've been there before.
He was like, I'm gonna go take one. I'm like, all right, cool. Come back, hit one side. I'm gonna go take another one. I'm like, bro, I'm on like a time crunch.
Hey man, listen, this Friday, you gotta live through that at the barbershop, bro. Real shit.
Man,
the game is the game on that one.
I was like 5:15. I'm on the phone with Prop. He was like, "You coming on the show, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I should be in and out."
Yeah, I thought he wasn't gonna make it,
bro.
But obviously, we're here now. NBA season. I'm not actually even familiar with what your team is. Obviously, you submitted your bets to us, and we're gonna get them out to the people. But just first time coming on any of Daily Bread Media stuff. We appreciate you. First of all, let's start there. Second, if you guys aren't familiar with Jonesy,
Bro,
listen, as far as trends, numbers, baseball, everything was copacetic all season. Popped into spaces with us a lot. I didn't know he knew shit about basketball until I actually started talking to him about it. And I was like, hey, we're doing a basketball show. We'd love to have you on. And here we are. Whatever, you obviously submitted your list. Whatever your favorites are, tell us what your favorite futures are. And another thing I love about the list that we gave to people, no one had like the same people.
Yeah, everybody was different.
So with that being said, if y'all aren't familiar with Jonesy Trends, follow him on the Twitter and just get into why you like what you like, and we'll go from there.
All right, so for me, I think the most improved player. So I had like a lot of options, bro, like that I was looking at, and it's kind of hard to tell because it can be an argument, bro. You know what I mean? You kind of touched on it with like the whole Ja thing. Like in my opinion, last year most improved player should have been DeJounte Murray. You know what I'm saying? You can't take him this year because he had a great year. What more can he improve on other than like helping the Atlanta Hawks? You know what I mean? So for me, I'm going RJ Barrett. I think he is going to have a big year. He was coming onto the scene a little bit more. I think people started trusting him a little bit more last season, and he was starting to get buckets, like honestly, and just being an all around good player. So for me, I think with having Brunson now that can control the ball a little bit more, having a true point guard, I love RJ Barrett to be definitely a candidate, if not the winner of most improved player this year. Definitely love RJ. So I mean that would be one of my looks there. Defensive player of the year, I love Giannis. I think I've heard a couple people talk about it. I think it's just going to be one of those years where he's gonna do everything, bro. Like he's gonna have no other choice. He wants to win. He's a winner. He is arguably one of the best players in the NBA, if not the best player in the NBA. He's gonna be coming for everything. I know that he could potentially be going for MVP, but I think there's going to be some other people that have some things to say about that with Embiid, Jokic, possibly Luka. So I like Giannis on the defensive side of things. Dude is just a freak of nature. So love Giannis. Scoring title, definitely liking Luka, bro. I think this guy is going to come out and do numbers. Like that's just what he does. He scores, So you don't got Brunson there anymore. Like I just mentioned him going to the Knicks. So I like Luka. I think he can definitely put some points on the board, and he's going to be having a breakout year. Like I said, he could potentially be in the race for MVP. Scoring title is definitely going to be one of his, I think, key attributes that he could, go for this season. So I like that. And then let's see, first-time All-Star. I like Ant Edwards, man. You guys talked about it. Dude is just – you can't hear me?
I was on mute. Listen,
okay.
if Ant Edwards isn't on the top of your list for new All-Star,
yeah,
then you fucking watch basketball last year.
Exactly.
If he's not at the very top of your list, you weren't fucking watching the NBA last year, respectfully.
No, that's a fact. So I definitely love Ant Edwards. He was definitely first person I put on that list because I seen it said All-Star, so I did choose two. I chose Ant Edwards and you got me? Am I still there?
Yeah, you're here. You're good.
All right, yeah. So, and then I think Mobley, bro. Mobley, he's gonna have a big year, bro. I think Cleveland's gonna have a big year. So I like Mobley, but definitely Edwards. And then sixth man of the year. That's tough, bro. Because I think that first thought's Jordan Poole for me personally, but you know what I mean. Like
I can't listen. You're talking to the same. We're on the same page. If
you know what I mean.
He's
but
the first guy that comes to mind for me too.
He could move into like he could potentially be a starter. You know what I'm saying? Like halfway through the season, you just never know. Like injury, like just stuff like that. You got to think about like injuries and everything too. So, I mean, I like Poole, and then you got to look at like Brogdon and shit like that with the Celtics. So, I mean, those are just a few guys I like. There's so many people you could choose for.
Someone just replied because of you. He said DeJounte was an all-star last year.
Yeah, he was.
Listen, this is the best though. Like to have just any replies. I'm just gonna. Someone just that was like their comment. They're like, he was an all-star last year. Don't listen. The experiment in Atlanta, I'm very, very excited to see. We've never seen Trae Young play off ball. I'm excited to see how that works out. I'm just gonna say that out there. I'm hearing he might miss the first 2 months of the season, so you might as well toss that out. You might as well count that as a donation, Chuck. But I think, like I said, we're going to make sure we get your entire list of futures out, Jonesy. Tell the people where they can find you, and let them know.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, Jonesy Trends. The same thing as the @ name at the bottom of the screen right there. Still into baseball a lot right now, but definitely looking forward to this NBA season. That's kind of when I got into the gambling Twitter community was or basketball season. So it was I was in spaces, started seeing everybody was capping basketball a little bit, and I ran with it. So I'm looking forward to this season. I think it's going to be very profitable. We got some very like-minded individuals in this community that we could all pitch ideas off of, and I think we're gonna make a shit ton of money this year in NBA. So I'm excited, definitely excited.
You back on them Celtics first? What was it? What was you playing?
Second quarter.
Celtics first quarter.
Second quarter.
Celtics second quarter. Warriors third quarter.
Yeah,
see,
bro.
That's the thing. I didn't even link up with Jones in baseball, so I'm ready to steal all his plays and put him.
Oh yeah, he was in the spaces for the NBA. That's how that's how I met him.
I'm ready to steal all his NBA plays. You know how I get down.
No, man. I'm so iffy about the Celtics. Like I've talked to both of y'all about this, like with the whole Ime thing. Coach, bro, like I don't care what nobody say. Like a lot of times, like with a key team that's trying to go far, like Ime was a big factor of that team, bro. You know what I'm saying? So like I know Walton, he led.
We on the opposite side with that, because when I look back at the tape, it don't look like nothing but Brad Stevens' offense, but. That's neither here nor there. It's neither here nor there. Just saying.
Yeah, bro. But I'm just at it like me personally. I got the Sixers first game, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think the Sixers are gonna win, like against the Celtics first game. Plus money, I can't believe it. It's just gonna be too much media, bro. Like media gonna be pushing that shit. But yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think the Sixers are gonna be nice this year, bro. Like nice. And I've talked to y'all about that too.
Don't get me too excited, dog. I'll be at all the games.
Nice, bro. And like they pissed me off a lot last year just because of Harden, bro. Like he pissed me off. Harden pissed me off a lot last year just because he could have been so much better than what the fuck he was. And
me and Rex got to go to the playoffs and watch him lose. So it is what it is.
This year Sixers are going to be that team where it's like,
oh yeah,
talk about Clippers, but no, I'm sorry. Clippers,
yeah.
They're gonna choke in the playoffs like they always do. So give me.
For sure.
Ain't nobody mentioned the Warriors yet. I'm starting to get offended, but okay.
No, I got the Warriors.
Relax, front running ass prop god. Relax.
I talked about the Warriors a bit. Come on, I like the Warriors, bro. I'm gonna tell you something Sosa told me, bro. And Sosa was just telling me this. He said every team in the NBA is trying to play like the Warriors, bro. So how the hell are you gonna beat a team that you're trying to play like?
So, listen, they changing everything. You're about to see a bunch of teams play zone, and it's going to be crazy. But again, we got to get on to our next guy, our guy Reed Money Picks. I know he been waiting in the wings. Jonesy Trends, lock in with my boy. He's still fucking with the baseball heavy. Got a bunch of awesome write-ups. Very, very, very trends based. All about the numbers. Y'all, I don't even watch no numbers. I just spin the globe. So appreciate you, dog. And we'll get on to the next.
All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. Everybody's been busy. We got our third straight one joining from the car. We got our man Reem Money Picks tapping in with the slide.
The shit back there, bro. What is that? Was that cherry? Is that cherry?
Yeah, little cherry paint, red paint.
I love it. Welcome
Hey,
in, my guy. First time on content with us. Tell the people where they can find you and tell them a little bit more about yourself. Obviously, Prop knows more about you than I do. But we've been in the spaces together. You've definitely, put us on to some money. So tell us a little bit about yourself, where people can find you, and let's get into, what you like going into this season.
Yeah, for sure, man. I appreciate y'all having me on the show for the first
Absolutely.
time. Looking forward to being out here, a little bit more often, as I pretty much cap games every day, man. Been capping for about 4.5 years now. Y'all can find me on Twitter, of course, at Rain Money Picks. I also got a VIP, which I do on Snapchat. I'm probably the only one who got a Snapchat VIP, but that's
the only one. Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That's the work for me. So you got to, sometimes you got to take the lonely road, but that's where my customers at. That's where my guys at, man. We got a good little connection going on over there. But yeah, y'all can find me Rain Money Picks on Snapchat and Twitter, man. NBA, man, it's probably my favorite season of best sports outside of NFL. But when you got NFL and NBA, man, there's so much money, so much bankroll to be built, especially with the holidays coming around, man. Christmas has got an expensive time in the year where you got to provide for your people. Then I feel confident going into the season once again, man. How I gamble NBA, bro, it's pretty much like role players. I know me and Prop Guy had a conversation sometimes. And it's like we pick the guys. We don't pick KD or like Kawhi to get 31.5 points, rather as I take a guy like Patty Mills to get 7.5 points, where you can get a ladder with a guy to get 15 plus 1,000. So that's how I attack my game. I try to get some role players where even if it's a blowout, they still should see some minutes in the fourth quarter. So I attack it with a different angle. But to get into the list, start off with the most wins in the NBA. I roll with the Clippers, man. I just think it's a year where Kawhi and PG back. Of course, you got to depend on the health issues with those guys, but they just got a loaded team, man. Ain't no telling what we're gonna get from John Wall, but I think Ty Lue gonna have that team ready to go, man. I think it's time they make it out to the NBA Finals for once. That's a team that choke a lot, man. So it's a little risky you betting on them, but I do think they win the West and go all the way to the finals with a healthy Kawhi. I also played Kawhi to win the Defensive Player of the Year plus 4,600. It first opened back in September on Caesars at plus 10,000. Which I called it with my guy on his book with Caesar Sportsbook. It's now dropped to 46 to 1. But I think Kawhi, he's won it before in San Antonio, man. I feel like the Clippers gonna be top seed in the West, top seed in the NBA, and I think that defense, I think they're gonna have a top 3 defense in the league with the guys they got around. Reggie Jackson, Zubac, Morris. I feel that team gonna make a lot of noise this year. For MVP, man, I'm rolling with Luka Doncic. No Jalen Brunson. I think it's gonna be a season where he played the most minutes of his career. If y'all saying what he did in the little FIBA qualifications, man, he was dropping 50 every night. I turned on the game, and it was like second quarter. Luka played 14 minutes, and he had about 28 points, bro. So I feel it's a Luka year. I know last year he was the favorite to win. But looking at the NFL, man, like how Josh Allen was the favorite to win MVP, and you see what he's doing, he's still the favorite. I think it's a Luka Doncic season to win MVP. What else we got? Most improved, man. I took a sprinkle on Keldon Johnson with the Spurs. I think he's going to have the ball in his hand a lot with the way Greg Popovich run that offense. I feel his numbers. I think he could average low 20s, and I think his assists going to be the big part of his game, that jump. I think he can give us about 6 assists per game. So early on in the season, man, y'all look for Keldon Johnson ladder assists to get some good plus money, man. He going to have the ball in his hand all night. What else we got? Check my phone. I'm on the road, man. I can't really.
I mean, bro, listen.
I know you had for the scoring title, you got KD.
Yeah, anything
that
you really love, we can get to that. You don't have to run through every single one, because as soon as you get done, we're going to tweet out every single pick that you sent us earlier. We just want to make sure the ones that you really love,
Yeah, for sure. Hey, scoring title, man. I roll with my guy KD, man. I feel like the way Boston did him in the playoffs, man, it was embarrassing to watch, bro. It was embarrassing. Like for him, I feel like he was embarrassed. He couldn't score. He was getting clamped up. Jason Tatum basically put a show, showed him out. And I feel like they got him ranked 6th best player in the NBA today, which is a joke. I don't know 6 guys better than KD. So I think KD averaged 30 points per game this season, which he haven't done since 2014. But I feel with the addition of Ben Simmons to find him in transition to get him some easier looks, plus of course he could get you 30 off back. I feel like the Nets gonna take a big leap. And also to go along with the KD most leading scorer in the NBA, I took the Nets to come out the East this year, man. I think the Bucks. I know a lot of people have you on the Bucks, but I feel like they're not getting no younger. Like they got all old guys, man. I feel like for them to get back to where they got to go outside the Greek Freak, they got to put some more young guys on that roster. So I think the Nets. Unfortunately, they didn't get rid of Steve Nash, man. But I feel like KD and Kyrie, man, it's just hard. They had a rough season last year, and it's hard to. I don't think they repeat again. Royce O'Neal a good addition, I think. He a dog. He gonna rebound. He a playoff guy. So I like the Nets to get out the East to meet the Clippers. I actually like the Nets to cut down the championship Nets this year, man. I think KD gonna get another ring. He got 2. LeBron got 4. Steph got 4. I feel KD put himself on that 3rd. And Kyrie got his minute play 6 man of the year, but he had a lot of games where he was starting due to the fact Kyrie couldn't play. So I feel like with his position going back to a true 6 man, he'll do what he do and hit some shots instead of having that pressure on him playing 30 minutes a game, turning over the ball and he can't hit a shot.
My man.
First time All-Star, it's obvious, man. Anthony Edwards. It's if you like you said, if you don't got Anthony Edwards to make the All-Star team, you know what I'm saying, you don't watch basketball, man. It's the 3rd year. Same with John Morant last year. I think he's gonna dominate. I think he might be close to 30 points a game, man. Honestly, I think with Gobert and Towns, there's gonna be a lot of rebounds. They're gonna get out in transition and run. And that guy, he's a highlight show, bro. It's like he gonna dunk over your head. The way he showed off in the playoffs last year, man, he got a lot of respect from me. He looked like a young D Wade. So Anthony Edwards definitely making the All-Star team this year. That's pretty much all I got.
I knew I fuck with Reed. I knew I fuck with you, dog. I've been preaching to the world that Ed Edwards is the one, not the 2, dog. I don't know what they missing.
Shooting guard,
I don't know what they
man.
missing.
That boy Anthony Edwards, he got that dog in him, man. I always like the guys who got a little bit more oomph in their game. Like, and he coming to play. He not scared of nobody. That's another thing. If you're trying to lace him up, he ready to lace him up. He don't back away from no competition. So Anthony Edwards, man, All-Star.
Again, once again, we appreciate you joining us, Reem. We're gonna get on to our final analyst of the night. Appreciate you as always. Y'all know where to catch him. Reem Money Picks. He gonna be locked in with us all season. Catch us in the spaces for the NFL, NBA, calling the shots. Make sure y'all are locked in, my boy Reem. Appreciate you as always, my brother. Peace.
Yes, sir. For sure.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. So hold on a second. Without further ado, okay, hold on.
You pausing us?
Our last analyst, bro. I've been trying to get this dude on something for months, and every single time it's something. It ain't always his fault. Now I'm not blaming him. You know, life happens. Life comes at you extra fast sometimes. But listen, this dude right here, bro. I've gotten an opportunity to really become friends with him. You know, I don't become friends with a lot of people off the internet. Like, I'm cool with people, but I'm not really friends with them. I'm grateful that he is here and can actually be on the show. But again, I've dealt with him for months. Super solid. Probably the
dealt with him sounds like a good way.
Out of like the Twitter folks, solid as they come, man. Y'all know him as Chef MJ. We know him as Reckless Gambler VIP. My boy Mike Jones finally decided to join us.
He the live guy too.
He's the man, bro. I ain't got nothing bad. I don't think. Listen, first off, I don't know if anybody's actually brave enough to say anything bad about the guy. You know what I mean? It's probably because they all think he's young Jeezy once they actually see him. You know what I'm saying?
What up?
What's up, man? Welcome in. First time on any form of Daily Bread media. You said
appreciate you having me.
We know you're a fucking Boston fan. We know that already. We know that. It's fucking obvious. But yeah, man, like if people aren't familiar with you or your VIP, tell them real quick so we can lock it in, and then just tell us what your favorite futures bets are, and let's get to it.
Gotcha. What up, Prop? What up, Rest?
What up, bro?
But yeah, you can find me at Reckless Gambler, VIP, pickcity.com. Find me out there. Log in, subscribe. We just get things going. But for me, before I go over this list, like something about like future props, like I think the value has to be like worth it. Like I don't really consider like a plus 110, plus 200. Like to me, I don't think that's fun just to have your money tied up for an 82 game season just to wait on that. We could find that throughout the season. So like that's no fun to me. So but I do have some really good ones. So I'm gonna just go down the list. I'm gonna tell you what I have. I know you guys are gonna post it. But best record, I think it's too easy. Golden State. I think how many times have they done it? They just run through the West. They're a complete team. I don't care whatever they got going on. They just know how to win. That whole organization. So that's that. MVP. I'm gonna go with Giannis. I mean, he's day in, day out, always wants to play. You never really see Giannis on like resting, unless he's hurt. Like he always wants to play. Like he's always shooting for 82 game season. And then this one might stir the pot a little bit, but most improved. You got to sprinkle it. Ben Simmons plus 10,000. I mean, it's definitely worth the shot. I mean, and why not? I mean, he's had his back against the wall for 2 years now. He's really the only person that I think that has something to prove, not for himself, but to the NBA as well, that he still is that number one draft pick that everybody believe that he can live up to. Sixth man of the year. I know these kind of change if they're starting roles, whatever, but I'm going to give it to Jordan Poole. I think he definitely has a chip on his shoulder to do with you can't just get. What was that?
I said that might just be a concussion, but keep going.
That might be too, but you can't get beat up and not ball. So
you ain't never lie. You ain't never lie.
I mean, we
That's the
even
same way I
saw
thought
it
about it too. That's how
yeah.
you got
So we even seen it in the preseason game when he came out. I think he dropped 28, something like that.
You better come back like Craig with that brick.
Yeah, so like I really think that he's going to really make it hard for Golden State, either, like I'm the future, I'm the next wave. So I think he'll come off as sixth man of the year. Defensive player of the year, I'm going back with my boy Marcus Smart. I mean, he's always been in the conversation every year. Last year he locked it up, and this year you can catch him at plus 2,400. I mean, what's not to like about that? Then next, rookie of the year. I have my first edge is Banchero. Like I liked him when he played at Duke. I watched him a couple of his preseason games, and he looked like that guy. My second favorite, and it would have to be Ivy, because I loved him when he was at Purdue. I think to me, he was the more complete, well-round player going into the draft. I mean, he does so much just completely, no matter where you put him, whether it's the 2, the 3, the 4, he just knows how to create spacings and get buckets for you. I mean, he's a walking bucket pretty much. And then next, scoring title. Nobody's going to love this one, but I'm going to give it to LeBron. Coming up on a big year. He's about 1,300 points away from capturing the NBA all-time scoring leader, about 1,300 points. So if he can do a complete season, he would have to average about 16, 17 points a game to get that. He's going to get that this year. So, I mean, we already know that. I think that just creates more motivation. Even the last 2 seasons that he's had with the Lakers, they haven't been, all that. I mean, so we can never, discount the GOAT out of the conversation of getting buckets. And he was right there last year, competing for a scoring title. First time All-Star, me and Sosa, like we talked about this, but Zion, right? It's Zion. I mean, the man sell tickets. He's a walking reel. He's going to be there.
He won't even need to worry about like performing. Like Zion Williamson will get voted into the All-Star game. Like
popularity.
Listen. When Kanye said, "Listen to the kids," Zion is the kid. He is a generational specimen. He's LeBron after LeBron. You can like him, you cannot like him. As long as he's healthy, he's that guy. Period.
Right. Exactly. And that's why I like him. And we got the second. Now we go to the Eastern. No, I'm gonna save it for last. But Western coming out the West, I'm gonna give it to the Warriors. I think this could probably be the curtain call for the Warriors. I think after this one, I think they break that team up. Either Steph says I'm ready or Clay, one of them. I think it's kind of like, what more can I do?
Just remember, Draymond has a player option next year. And let me be honest with you now. That player option is going to pay him more than he get anywhere else. So I do not be shocked if and I thought the same thing as you, but then I'm looking at it, I'm like, well, he's not going to get a max anywhere if it's not Golden State. And so I honestly believe that Draymond's going to be there through next year.
Right.
I think Wiggins will be the guy that's the odd man out next year.
I could see that too. He's kind of like the one that kind of like everybody's. He's kind of like the person that everybody sees like he's the one that doesn't really fit with them. But to me, he's one of the best defensive players on there.
But he stepped up the most in the finals, though.
Wiggins will get a bag from someone else. Wiggins is still. I think he's 27, turning 28. He has enough of a athletic prime still left to get a big deal from another team. I like Clay's coming off injury, and they've never let him out the building. Draymond kind of controls his story, but losing Wiggins would be huge. So that would be huge, especially how important he was to them winning a championship last year. So. Right.
So Warriors coming out the West, and then we just got a rematch of last year of the finals. Boston's second best odds of plus 300, pretty much. Lots of reasons why. We improved on the roster. You can say by getting Blake Griffin, kind of like he's a body, like he's good to come in to get more minutes than, to relieve Robert Williams, because like I think they put too much on him. And then we got the old boy from Cleveland, the African dude, like we got him for center too as well. We drafted JD. I think that'd be good. Malcolm Brogdon. But surprising, the one that really surprised me is Gallinari. I think now now that we can create shooters, we still got Pritchard coming off. We still got Williams. So I really think like we are stacked in the right places of what we need to get back to the finals. The other thing is now, I think that team really learned something about last year, about themselves, about their DNA. So now I think with that type of pedigree, because a lot of people think that, playoffs, it doesn't matter, but I think it does. I think it's that type of DNA that really creates a player, and to have that, hey, we need to be killers now. Like, so now like they got that one underneath their belt, and now it's time to grind. I don't think I think the Nets, they're a little bit too short. A little bit too short for them. I think they'll run through them. And Giannis can't win it all. Like we've seen that day in and day out. And Chris Middleton, I think like he didn't even play every game that of that series either. So
he didn't play at all. Remember, he didn't play at all.
Yeah.
In that series.
So, but I still think I think y'all brought it up that like that team is getting older. So I don't think the expectations. Yeah, it's Giannis' team or whatever, but I still think that we have the best complete team. And just like you alluded to, so I think it's always going to be Brad Stevens, throwing the pointers, going over film, calling the shots. He's like a little Pat Riley Jr.
Of the comparison. That's a perfect comparison. He just happened to take over the front office 20 years sooner.
Yeah.
Because he got the job so fucking young. I mean, I think he got hired in Boston at like 35. He was a fucking child. In the coaching rank per se, right? He was super young when he got hired by Boston. So
I think at the end of the season, it would really in Udoka's favor that I know he's wishing that we don't make the finals. It would really behoove him that if we don't, Because if we do, they will already have this check signed. Thank you very much. We're moving on. And I really don't think that we bring them back just for a PR standpoint of what happens, because you really can't stand on that, as an organization, just how it happened. Definitely was a conflict of interest. And I really don't think like they need him to say, all right, we can do this. I think they know this within that locker room. That's like, this is go time. Tatum, Brown, they're the leaders of this. Al Horford is coming back. And I think like he really wants to make this like, we learned something, we gelled. Let's move on and get past this. I don't think like they'll have a hangover from it. I think from game one to tip off that you'll see right back to business. Last year we won 51 games, and I think this year 55 to 60. That's what we're shooting for. Like we just have to. If we plan to get better and like we want to be the top dog of the East, that's what we're gonna do. And that's pretty much all I got.
Yeah, I took Boston to win the Atlantic about a month ago. It was plus money. I hate to bet on the Boston, but I know they'll lock me in some money. I ain't gonna be biased.
Yeah, most definitely. That's a good one. I think it's still like plus 110, plus 120 still.
I have very high expectations of this Boston team. Here's why.
They finally figured out they could play together, and it worked.
Right,
like Mike said.
and it's not just that. Here's the thing. The way they performed, because listen, they were shit up until Christmas. Let's be honest. They were fucking terrible. And
best team after Christmas.
Whether you want to call it an energy shift or whatever the fuck you want to call it, because remember it's like it was Jaylen Brown. The energy's about the shift. Listen, this basketball team after Christmas turned into a fucking juggernaut. They were outrageously good. Yep. I mean, they won 70% of their games down the stretch, which is insane. They didn't
best team after Christmas
once. They didn't lose back-to-back, or I think they didn't lose 3 straight or back-to-back for like 2.5 fucking months, which is insane in the NBA. I think that bodes well for a team for the regular season. Obviously, in the playoffs, it comes down to situational basketball and stuff like that. But listen, as far as I'm concerned, I think that the Boston Celtics are in great hands. After we get done the show, me and Props official futures, we're gonna tweet them out as well. And then like we're just trying to find a balance of getting the people who are not necessarily hosts their information out there to the general public. Again, appreciate you, Mike. Find him at Reckless Gambler VIP. Just tweeted out all his picks from today. We're gonna do some more stuff here coming soon. But again, really appreciative of you, finding time on your Friday evening. I know you're, working, family, doing a bunch of stuff. But again, really appreciate it. Part of it. And we look forward to you being a part of it the entire season.
Appreciate it. Yo, Sosa, Rex, Prop, man, I really appreciate what you guys do for the community of just bringing everybody together. There's not really too many people that you can associate of bringing people together to have something. You never really consider yourself as this is a contest. Like you guys have always been that core group to be like, hey, we can put something together and everybody can just look good at it. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely, dog. It's all love, man. And you be winning. Listen, you've won me a ton of money. I'm grateful to have people that the internet might not be super familiar with. I love the opportunity to say, hey, we helped that person push to the next level. Like that's it makes no sense trying to do it by yourself. I've always been a team guy, even though I think I'm Michael Jordan. I've always been a team guy. So I should gotta be when you're in the bench. I can blame it on the IPA. I ain't really mean that.
That's all good.
Yeah, for me to just be whatever I do, I just try to be impactful to people. It's not even when it's putting a ticket in. Of course, I want to win money on my bet, but if I lose other people's money, I hate that shit. I hate the feeling of it. You know what I mean?
Right, so that's good. And that's good. And that's why I respect you guys, because you're always putting your money up too, and not too many people really show that. So that's why I always consider you guys like brothers, like Prop. We talk on a daily basis. Text, Sosa. Always on a daily basis. Rex, I know.
Mike, no, don't hit me on the FaceTime. It's cool. Don't call me though. Don't call me.
And Rex, I know college basketball is coming up. I know like you love it, and I know the space that you always provide. Like, can't wait for that to come up too. Like, it's a lot of things that's happening. I can't just wait to be a part of it.
Absolutely. Listen, NBA season is going to be a fucking knockout. Appreciate everybody that was a part of it. Guru Joe McAfee, Ring Money Picks, Jonesy Trends. I ain't forgetting nobody. Everybody who was a part of today's first episode of Calling the Shots. I just want to let y'all know this is like the pilot, and the numbers look great. So no promo. Listen, when you can do it all,
this ain't even an appetizer.
When you can do it all with no promo, that's when you know you're doing it. You feel me?
Yeah.
So again, everybody who tuned in, we're going to give y'all all the best looks for the money all season. Tune in, Calling the Shots TV. Rex said that he got basketball plays every single day. Only thing that fucked up was he didn't tell me it was fucking college basketball. I'm like, but here we
I'll
go.
get some NBA winners in there, but to sprinkle it in so you guys have extra plays for each day as I host up all the top analysts in the game. So easiest way to do it, drop the college basketball plays at the end.
Let's go. Let's keep going up. Again,
Hey, Rex.
What's up?
Hey, Rex, I really can't wait to hear your input about how well you think Arkansas did over the offseason.
We shall see. I like it. I don't know if it's Elite Eight yet. Let's put it that way.
I'll take it.
Is Musselman still the guy? Musselman still the guy? Man, we just did an NBA show. We out.
We out.
Go Padres.